Have you ever looked at plain, ordinary cornhole boards and was like, you know what? That would look a lot better with some sort of graphic on it. Well, in today's video, we're gonna take these ordinary wooden cornhole boards and we're gonna print a picture that my dad took right on them to make them completely custom. I'm gonna show you every step, show you the challenges that I met and how I overcame them. And ultimately, at the end of this video, you'll be able to walk through this process and do it yourself. So let's get started. I started this project by running tests on some scrap plywood to dial in my power and speed settings. But before I jump into what I learned from these tests, let's talk about the file setup. Because if I learned one thing from this whole project, it's that starting with a quality image and adjusting that image is very important. So this is the picture that I want to engrave. It came from my dad's Facebook page. This is just simply an image on the internet taken with a smartphone. I imported it into Photoshop first to add a feathered edge. I didn't want to have harsh lines where the picture stopped on the cornhole boards. You don't need Photoshop in order to do this process. That's just a preference. Next, I imported the file into Lightburn, which is my laser CAD CAM software. The cool thing about Lightburn is it has a ton of features built into it, where you don't need a bunch of other different softwares to make this process possible. You can do it all in Lightburn. So I imported the picture, then I went and clicked on Tools in the menu bar, and then in the drop-down, I clicked Adjust Image. There are a ton of options in here, and I'm not 100% sure on what every single one of them does, but here is what I selected and what worked for me. So I selected Stucky, changed the line interval to 0.08 millimeters, which gives a DPI, or dots per inch, of 317.5. And then for the image settings, I applied the basic preset that is built into Lightburn. This adjusts the contrast and the brightness of your photo to get the best results. All right, so back to the test of dialing in the speed and power of my laser. In my initial attempt, I used 300 millimeters per second for the speed and 20% power. But it ended up engraving deeper than I had hoped. So I made adjustments, turned up the speed to 500 millimeters per second, and things were looking better. It's important to note that I'm using the 4-inch laser head that comes with my Thunderlaser. They do make a high definition head. I believe it's a 2-inch head. That would be a lot better for engraving photos, and it gives you a higher definition result. Now, another thing to clarify, when someone says engrave, it could mean a lot of different things. Because cornhole boards are smooth on top, I wanted the engraving to be very light and almost like you were printing on the wood rather than having a deep, dark burn. I wanted to add some text, but wasn't sure of the layout. Does the text go above the picture? Does it go below the picture? Well, what ended up deciding it for me was where the pass-through operation would land. I'll explain this pass-through process here in a second, but from a design perspective, I didn't want the pass-through break to be in the middle of the image. If I had the pass-through break in the middle of the image, it would add pressure to the print and cut pass-through operation, which needed to be precise. Imagine stopping a printer in the middle of an operation, taking the paper out and trying to reline it up. It has to be really, really precise in order for those image lines to not overlap. Okay, so what is this pass-through process that I keep referring to? Well, the bed capacity, the cutting capacity of my Thunder Nova 35 is approximately 25 inches by 34 inches without using the pass-through slots. The overall dimensions of my cornhole board are 2 feet by 4 feet, so 24 inches by 48 inches. So the pass-through makes it possible to engrave or cut an infinite amount of length. It's not going to change the width, so the width of 35 or 34 inches is going to stay the same. And that's okay because I only need it to be 24 inches wide, but I need it to be 48 inches long. So that's where the pass-through slot comes into play. Before I jump into my process, here is a great resource that I referenced a lot during this project, and it it really helped me wrap my head around this process. All right, so let's break this down step by step on what you have to do to try to bring a little more clarity to it. And so here are the steps that I took. Number one, divide your design into areas in which they'll be engraved. Think about this. If you have a picture and based on the size of your laser bed is the size that you'll break it down to. So depending on the capacity of your laser bed is how big you want your shapes to be. So for example, I have 24 inches of engraving space on my bed. So I put a 24-inch rectangle around my design, however far my design was. So I would divide mine into two. So once I had my rectangles, I clicked the Cut Shapes button. So what that Cut Shapes is gonna do is it's going to divide all of those shapes within those rectangles into individual pieces. And these are the individual engraves you're going to do. So next you need to draw two targets. This is as simple as a circle with a crosshair in it. And you're going to put two of these in the corners of each rectangle, of each individual engraving area. Number four is you're going to hide everything but the first engraving area. So you can do this a couple different ways. You can go up in the right-hand corner and you can unclick the output buttons or hide buttons in the tool, like in the tool paths, upper right-hand corner in Lightburn. Or you can simply delete them, everything that you don't want, but the first engrave. And then you can hit Control-Z to get them back because obviously we'll want them back. Number five, we need to open the Print and Cut wizard and click through and do everything it tells us to line everything up inside that wizard. Number six, we need to export that file to our laser. Number seven, it's time to engrave that first engraved area. Number eight, once that engraving is finished, we need to slide our plywood up to the edge of our bed. So think about if you started at the top and it engraved all the way down, you're gonna have to slide that piece back up so it can engrave all the way down again, slide that piece up, engrave all the way down. So that's the process that we're doing here. All right, so once we have our plywood slid up into position, then we're gonna go back to our file and we're going to unhide or undelete the next engraving. So now we have our wood in place and we have our new file in place. We're gonna go back to the Print and Cut wizard and follow the prompts within there. And it's gonna have you take your laser and jog over to the targets and locate them. And that's how everything gets lined up. And then you hit engrave on the second engraving. So that is the pass-through process with Print and Cut in Lightburn. Then you just rinse and repeat. However many engraving areas that you have, you just keep that process going over and over again. And there you have it. That is how you can take any photograph and print it on wood. And specifically in this use case, cornhole boards. I think this is a really neat project. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. And if this is something that you're going to attempt or you would like to attempt. As I was making this project, I was thinking, is there a market for something like this? Like, I know people sell cornhole boards and custom graphics and stuff like that, but to take a photo, someone's photo that means something to them and put it on a set of cornhole boards could be a cool business idea. If selling these is something that interests you, you'll be interested in this video right here, where I go over all the things that you would need to consider in order to start making and selling products on your CNC laser or CNC router. Click that video and I will see you there.